gotten through pretty much the first solid half of this agenda, so we should move next to the vote for ratification of sober space. Mic check.
Mic check.
Sober space.
Sober space.
Simply means that.
Simply means that.
As a group.
As a group.
We don't smoke.
We don't smoke.
We don't drink.
We don't drink.
We don't do drugs.
We don't do drugs.
Where we are occupying.
Where we are occupying.
This is to ensure the safety.
This is to ensure the safety
of all those involved.
of all those involved.
In solidarity with one another.
In solidarity with one another.
Anyone opposed
Anyone opposed
to sober space?
to sober space?
I'm not opposed to sober space. I am opposed to smoking in or non-smoking in a containment area. It's just not realistic.
Mic check.
Mic check.
I am not convinced
I am not convinced
that banning smoking of tobacco products in a containment area, i.e. our occupation site, is practical. Look around you.
Look around you.
Half your forces
Half your
will
forces.
be off on cigarette break. I do agree, no drinking, no drugs, no violence.
I do agree, no drinking, no drugs, no violence.
I do agree, avoiding smoking around non-smoking, maybe designating smoking areas of the campground. I do not agree banning smoking.
I do not agree banning smoking. This point of information.
Just point of information.
There is a human stack.
There is a human stack.
A queue of people.
A queue of people
in line to speak.
in line to speak.
If you'd like to speak,
If you'd like to speak,
please join this queue.
please join this queue. Sober space.
Sober space.
I'd just like to quickly address the fact that we are...
Mic check.
Mic check.
I'd like to address
I'd like to address
the fact that we are
the fact that we are
a diverse organization,
a diverse organization,
and that diversity includes
and that diversity includes
choices to be
a
smoker
smoker
or non-smoker,
or non-smoker,
to bring your children
to bring your children
or not bring children.
or not bring children.
Today I brought my 9-month-old daughter, and she has the right to not be exposed to cigarette smoke. Thank you.
So what would you, do you have a suggestion, ma'am?
I think we should have
I think we should have
a designated non-smoking area for those who need it.
for those that need it.
Mic check.
Mic check.
I propose that we split the
That was split the
whatever this is called the sober space
sober space
into two parts.
into two parts.
One requesting
One requesting
no alcohol or illegal drugs,
no alcohol or illegal drugs,
and another part
and another part
requesting a self-contained smoking area,
requesting a self-contained smoking area.
or however she proposed it.
Or however she proposed it. So basically, I think I'm hearing the possibility of consensus around no drinking or illegal or drugs in our occupation zone. Around no drinking or illegal drugs in our occupation zone. And then a split. That allows for smoking and non-smoking.
Could I add to that? That it
applies to the assembly zones also.
It applies to the assembly zones also.
Just the occupied zone.
Any other important points to that don't go along with that? It sounds like there's
Does
some.
anyone strongly disagree with this arrangement? All right, all those in favor? All those opposed? I believe that passes.
Yes.
We've got a strongly opposed. Good job!
There's one gentleman over there.
You strongly oppose having a segmented area for non-smokers to hang out.
I oppose you telling people they don't have the right to choose whether or not they want to drink alcohol.
Can't hear ya.
This is about coming to consensus amongst the entire organization. Okay. Can you tell everyone?
I oppose anyone taking away my right to decide whether or not I want to break the law.
Anyone taking away my right to decide whether I'm opposing the law.
I should throw out a point of information that what we're voting on is the stance of Occupy Richmond as a group.
And I would like to point out that you asked me my opinion. I am just giving it to you.
Right, I'm not trying to take away from your opinion, sir. I'm just saying that as a group, they've decided that this is the stance. It doesn't necessarily mean that if you.
I understand that. You just asked me.
All right, so moving on.
Moving on to.
We have modified consensus.
The drinking and smoking bit is just ensuring that you minimize the likelihood of police interference. We can't take away whatever you want to do is what you want to do. So you have to think about how it affects the movement as a whole. What you do individually. If you want whatever you want.
Hey, we should move on, guys.
No one's telling you.
I just asked a question, so didn't we just vote to make that part of the
That was voted general consensus to make this so perhaps to move on. Yes, that was just consensus upon. And if anyone else has anything like to say, there is open forum at the end of this discussion, so everyone can speak and have their feelings heard.
Point of order. Since consensus was just reached, I would ask anyone, myself included, who is a nicotine addict, who feels the need outside of the main assembly, back where others who choose not to smoke are not in our smoke.
Okay, now next part of the agenda. Mic check.
Mic check.
Working group.
Working groups.
A number of community members
A number of community members
have been coming together
have been coming together
over the last several weeks
over the last several weeks
to discuss
to discuss
how we can make this happen.
how we can make this happen.
Working off the New York model,
Working off the New York model,
they have established work groups.
they have established work groups.
These are groups of members without leaders
These are groups of members without leaders
who come together to make stuff happen.
who come together to make stuff happen.
We've got media, sanitation,
We've got media, sanitation,
safe spaces, and a number of others.
safe spaces, and a number of others.
I encourage all of you,
I encourage all of you,
if you want this to be successful,
if you want this to be successful,
to take an active hand
to take an active hand
in one of these working groups.
in one of these working groups.
These are imperative
These are imperative
to the modified consensus model
to the modified consensus model
of ensuring that everyone,
of ensuring that everyone,
minority groups included,
minority groups included,
have a say
to
the entire General Assembly
the entire General Assembly
and make themselves heard.
and make themselves heard.
There's a notebook going around
There's a notebook going around
where you can write down your name,
where you can write down your name,
email address, phone number, and skill sets,
phone number, and skill sets,
and you will be put in contact
and you will be put in contact
with these groups.
with these groups.
If you're interested
If you are interested
in starting another group,
in starting another group,
you feel like something's not going right,
something's not going right,
please do that.
please do that.
That's the only way we'll win.
That's the only way we'll win.
My name is Emily. My question is just, can everybody hear me?
Yeah.
Emily, my question is,
My question is, the contact sheet that just went around,
The contact sheet that just went around,
where all I was doing was putting my name
all I was doing was putting my name
and my email address,
and my email address.
was I also supposed to
Was I also supposed to
indicate my skill set
indicate my skill set
and my interests?
and my interests?
Sure, and we will make these available after the meeting. So if you want to go back and
And we will make these available after
we will make these available
And we will make these available
after we gather.
after we gather.
Hi everyone.
Hi everyone.
My name's David.
My name is David.
I just wanted to point out that
I just wanted to point out that
at Occupy Wall Street,
at Occupy Wall Street,
they use the human microphone
they used the human microphone
only because amplified audio
only because amplified audio
is not legal.
is not legal. Point of order. No, that's not the only reason. It builds unity in the group. Mic check.
I mean, I think it's great
I think it's great.
that we all like are together.
We are.
But when we have to like repeat after everyone,
But when we have to,
everyone gets sore throats. Like we don't all always agree, and
we don't always.
it's good to have like a microphone. I mean, I'm just saying, like if we have it, we should use it. It's easier.
Don't repeat it if you don't agree with it.
Are we going to talk about anything we want or just stay on the agenda?
I think that for now we should stay on the agenda.
Yes.
That way we can get to open discussion at the end.
Microphone broken though?
The microphone's not broken. People embrace the people's mics, so it came into effect.
It's a lot faster if we have a microphone.
Mic check.
Mic check.
As it has already been stated before,
As it has already been stated before,
we have to have patience here.
we have to have patience here.
Nothing's going to happen in 5 minutes.
Nothing's going to happen in 5 minutes.
This is a slow process.
This is a slow process.
The people's mic
The people's mic
serves a purpose
serves a purpose
other than
other than technical.
Besides just getting people to hear,
Besides just getting people to hear,
we are all in solidarity with one voice.
we are all in solidarity with one voice.
Instead, when people think they don't need
When people think they don't need
the people's mic,
and
they think they can shout loud enough,
they think they can shout loud enough,
all they are doing is shouting.
all they are doing is shouting.
And in
this instance,
whether or not your words are aggressive,
whether or not your words are aggressive
or your intent is aggressive,
or your intent is aggressive,
you are still shouting,
you are still shouting,
and that sounds aggressive.
and that sounds aggressive
And is counterproductive
and is counterproductive
to unity
to unity
and inclusion.
and inclusion.
I propose we move on
I propose we move on
to the next segment of the agenda,
to the next segment of the agenda,
which includes discussion
which includes discussion
about locations
about locations
and other issues.
and other issues.
If you have something to say about the final location,
If you have something to say about the final location,
we have a human queue forming
we have a human queue forming
and would love to hear what you say.
and would love to hear what you say.
I can start and then there's sign up.
So this is not my idea,
So this is not my idea,
but a friend brought it up,
but a friend brought it up,
and I liked it a lot more than the other ones that we'd all talked about before.
and I liked it a lot more than the other ones we talked about before.
And the idea is that we occupy Monument Avenue.
that we occupy Monument Avenue.
Monument Avenue has lots of
of statues
Monument Avenue has lots of statues
of dead white assholes.
of dead white assholes.
You all just said that.
You all just said that.
And also very wide grass medians.
And also very wide grass medians.
And while it is not the financial district,
And while it is not the financial district,
it is the home of a lot of very rich people.
it is the home of a lot of very rich people.
That is my proposal.
Woo!
Today I am speaking
Today I am speaking
for a friend who had to go to work,
for a friend who had to go to work,
but he would like to bring up
but he would like to bring up
the possibility of James Center Plaza
the possibility of James
on Main and 10th Street.
on Main and 10th Streets.
There is green space,
There is green space,
no concrete walls,
no concrete walls,
an open space,
an open space,
and it is halfway between
and it is halfway between
the Governor's Mansion and the Federal Reserve.
the Governor's Mansion and the Federal Reserve.
It would be a good starting space,
It would be a good starting space,
and it's outside of large bank buildings,
and it's outside of large bank buildings,
and right in front of
and right in front of
the Bull and Bear Dining Club,
Bull and Bear Dining Club,
which is a high status
which is a high status
restaurant for
restaurant for
financial figureheads.
financial figureheads.
Question. Is that private? I heard that here. And is that also
Mic
the
check.
Bank of America Plaza?
Mike,
Mic check.
Yes.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Question. Is that private?
Is that private?
And
Two,
two, is that the
is that the
Bank of America Plaza?
Bank of America Plaza?
Something else.
Something else.
Does anyone know? What are you talking about? The FedEx Plaza?
There is a public
I don't know.
sidewalk there.
James River Plaza? I'm speaking for someone. It's private, yeah.
Oh.
For that.
I'll take this down.
Yeah.
It's not
Private?
Wells Fargo now.
It's private.
Okay.
So mic check.
Mic check.
So I'm hearing.
So I'm hearing
It's the Wells Fargo Bank,
it's the Wells Fargo Bank,
and I think I heard
and I think I heard
it is private.
it is private.
Can we confirm that? Can we confirm that?
Can we confirm that?
The name,
Your smartphones are working.
the name of the place
The name of the place
is the James Center Plaza.
is the James Center
There
Plaza.
are public sidewalks that surround it,
There are public sidewalks that surround it.
but public sidewalks don't really accommodate
Don't really
the
accommodate
possibility of a large gathering.
Just going to clarify something. If you have
Mic
not-
check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
If you have not already
If you have not already
signed your name and email information,
signed your name and email information,
or checked into the Occupy Richmond website,
or checked into the Occupy Richmond website,
in the next couple of days,
in the next couple of days,
we will post information
we will post information
about these chosen locations
about these chosen locations
on the itinerary.
on the itinerary.
That includes
That includes
whether or not these sectors
whether or not these
are private,
private,
government,
government,
or public.
or public.
We also include when they close to market.
Mic check.
Mic check.
My name's Alan.
My name's Alan.
I'd like to see Mo's inspiration, or Mo's friend's inspiration,
I'd like to see Mo's friend's inspiration
and raise it one.
and raise it one.
I agree that symbols count.
I agree symbols count.
That's why they're symbols.
That's why they're symbols.
All those second place losers
All those second place
on
losers
Monument Avenue
on Monument Avenue
deserve to have
deserve to have
a place down in
a place down in
the Riverside
the Riverside
where we can kind of dump that dead old history.
where we can dump that dead old history.
Not symbolically,
Not symbolically,
but really.
but really.
If we're to succeed,
If we're to succeed,
we have to find something that's unique about Richmond.
we have to find something that's unique about Richmond.
We don't have Wall Street.
We don't have Wall
We don't
Street.
have the great big golden bull.
have a great big bulk
But we
of
have
bull,
something
but we have something
few places on this planet have.
that's
We have our history.
we have our history.
And we have our symbols.
We have our symbols.
There is not a place on this planet
There's not a place on this planet
no.
that doesn't know.
Give me liberty
Give
or
me
give
liberty.
me death. We can claim that history
That history
as our history.
as our history.
I propose that we
I propose
claim that history,
that history,
whether it's in St. John's Church,
whether it's in St. John's Church,
on outside,
on the lawn outside,
on this park across the street,
on the park across
or
the
Libby
street,
Hill,
or
or
Libby Hill,
Chimborazo.
or Chimborazo.
It doesn't matter
It doesn't matter
where.
where.
It matters that we claim that history
It matters that we claim that history
and reignite it.
and reignite it.
Just like Patrick Henry sparked a rebellion
Just like Pastor Henry sparked a rebellion
Against the
against the
against the most ungodly things
against the most
and
ungodly
brought
things,
down the mighty King George.
and brought down the mighty King
Words
George.
count.
Words count.
Actions count.
Actions count.
Symbols count.
Symbols count.
We need to tap what makes Richmond unique
We need to tap what makes
and
Richmond
use that
unique
against the forces that would destroy this planet.
and use that against the forces that would destroy this planet.
Let's claim it.
Let's claim it.
I'd just like to say something.
I'd just like to say something.
And I think the canal, whether it's legal or not, I don't know if it is. And maybe somebody here can find out for sure.
Mic check.
If somebody can find out for sure what our legal rights about taking over Canal Park is. Because I think that has two significant parts. Because it's the financial center here in Richmond. And it has an American Indian name as a park. A tribe that only lived maybe 20 miles upriver. And I think they're the ones that taught us, the white people, black people, all these people that live here in America.
Too long.
But, sorry. They're the ones that taught us about democracy.
They're the ones that taught us about democracy.
In the first place. Before any of us got to this land. So we need to show the world. That they're the ones that we need to give credit to and bring this world. Back to the way it should be. Because they were correct. And we're fucked up. That's all I gotta say.
What he has to say, it's like 20 seconds. It's on behalf of Megan, who couldn't be here today. My friend Megan went to Kanawha Plaza and spoke to the people that are living there right now. She was told by the folks that live there that they had 90 days to vacate or they would be removed by the city. She proposes that we occupy right along with them. Well past 90 days. In solidarity.
Canal Plaza does in fact close at sunset.
But the people still sleep there.
I'm aware of that. If there's hundreds of people sleeping there, all of us can be arrested just for being there.
Oh yeah.
Same with every other location.
Literally, every other location's the same.
They were told that.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Point of clarification about permitting. Clarification about permitting. I have gotten permits. Personally and with other groups. Many times. At Kanawha Plaza. Inside the Landmark Theater. That is where the city gives out permits for such events. The last time I got a permit at Kanawha Plaza. They waived the fees. This is a viable place, and it is a place where some sort of permit can be received.
This is a viable place where some sort of permit can be received.
And this is where the homeless people over the past several years that I have known of have been directed and have been staying in large numbers. So it would not be precedence for us to be there as well. We would be standing in solidarity with the ultimate victims of capitalism.
Hi. This is new to me, so. I'm Phil Waledo with the Defenders.
And I
was going to speak in favor of occupying the Kanawha Plaza next to the Federal Building. Because of the reasons that people are raising. But when Mo Khan from Wingnut made her suggestion, on behalf of the original suggester, I realized that Richmond has an opportunity to make a unique contribution to this developing movement countrywide. Richmond is still known as the former capital of the Confederacy. Even though that loser status lasted less than 3.5 years. But Monument Avenue is praised today as one of the most beautiful streets in the entire country. It's the only street in America that has national historic status. And the only purpose of those statues was to reestablish the rule of the oligarchy and a system of white supremacy decades after the end of the Civil War. If we were to occupy that site, it would be national news. And it would lend a whole thrust of anti-racism to what is still a predominantly white movement. It would say to hell with the 1% and their racist system. I think it's a great idea.
Monument Avenue doesn't close at dark.
Monument Avenue doesn't close at dark.
No permit.
No permit.
Point of information number 2.
We might be facing a noise ordinance, however, since it is considered.
Mic check.
We might be facing a noise ordinance. Since it is considered private property. Or in the middle of a neighborhood.
The current Richmond noise ordinance. Everyday conversation is in violation of it.
65
decibels.
65 decibels.
The people's mic doesn't even need to happen to violate it.
People's mic doesn't even need to happen for people to violate it.
Yeah, there are people in the music community and other communities currently fighting the Richmond noise ordinance because it, just like the previous one, is unconstitutional.
Logistically, Monument Avenue.
Monument Avenue.
Doesn't have the restrooms.
Doesn't have the restrooms.
And if you put a large encampment of people, that is your one of your primary considerations.
Point of interest.
Point of interest.
Okay. I have a map with me right now. And saying that we set up on Monument Avenue is an excellent reason because of these reasons. All right. Between Boulevard and 195 is the prime location on Monument Avenue. For these reasons. From Broad Street, you cannot make a left on Boulevard to get to Monument.
On the monument.
That's correct. Also, there are only two main entrance roads that I know of crossing.
There are only two main entrance roads that I know of.
Crossing 195. In that area. Probably within 8 blocks. Therefore, giving us more time. To respond to any police action. Also, we have Arthur Ashe Jr. Monument. And Matthew Fontaine Maury. Within a 4-block radius of each other. Giving us plenty of opportunities to expand our movement. While we also have access to many of the other districts, such as Carey Street.
Last point of information. Before we enter work groups. We don't have to stay in one spot. That can change. So now our next step. In our meeting today. Operating in solidarity with one another. Let's break off into these work groups. That explore these issues. I've got a list. Media. Legal, medical. Those are separate. Police relations and safe spaces. Facilitation. Auxiliary. Organization. Kitchen. We gotta eat. And sanitation. If anything's missing. Outreach, yes. We had signs, but they weren't brought. Nonviolent training.
Peacekeeping.
Sure, and we can get a list together after all of this. Yes, Joe. Education. Internal communication. Comfort.
Clothes, warmth, blankets, tarps, anything that you need to be able to survive out on the ground. Bring it if you got it. Count on everybody.
Infrastructure. That's what I would call that.
Well, in New York they call it comfort.
Okay, we'll call it comfort.
It's an idea we might want to have a location before we break off.
Mic check.
We might want to have a location already picked. Before we split off into these groups. Because setting up for Kiowa will be a whole lot different than setting up for Monument.
One speaking point. If we go down to Monroe Park.
Monroe Park.
There we go. Monroe Plaza. If we go down there, we run into a problem. That's downhill. The big problem.
That's a big problem.
But it's a tactical disadvantage.
I think that we've kind of closed the location discussion for today, unless you had one last small point. Last small point.
Could I mention something around bathrooms? I think that we should not allow bathrooms to affect our decision on location because sawdust buckets work really well as portable toilets. That's what we used in the Monroe Park occupation in March. And there's lots of ways to do DIY composting toilets using 55-gallon drums, etc. So let's not let bathrooms constrain our choices.
So there are a number of point people for each of these different committees who are here today. We've got Jake here with medical. Did you want to say
mic check? Yeah, mic check.
Mic check.
Will the medical team,
medical
and the safe spaces team, please come with me at this time?
Please come with me at this time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry. Mic check.
Mic check.
I heard the request. To look deeper into location. Before breaking off into work groups. Can we? Is there consensus that that's a good idea?
Yes.
Does anyone oppose that idea? You want to speak? I'll speak to that. I propose that we come up with a good list of workable locations. And stay ready to go to any of those workable locations based on a consensus from the night of the actual occupation. Starting here at Monroe Park, 4 p.m. on the 15th. The reason for this is if we pick something now, that gives the police a full week to meet us.
I'm just going to emphasize something. What he's basically saying is, if you weren't here on...
Mic check.
Mic check. What he's basically saying, if you weren't here at our first assembly, through modified consensus, we agreed to decide on the occupation location on the 15th. Is that clear? Everyone agree?
Yep. Point of order.
Point of order.
Can we have some sort of cleaning of sentiment, a straw poll? On the various locations currently under consideration. See where the sentiment lies.
Mic check.
Let's see where the sentiment lies.
One other location I'd like to just mention, and that is Bell Island. Although I think the first place would be Canal Park, but if there's another place, I think Bell Island might be a great place because it's a very beautiful place. It's also a very significant place where American Indians used to meet as far as Florida and Maine. They used to come here and meet on that island to give big powwows. If that's true or not, I don't know, but that's what I've heard. And I'm just saying it's a beautiful place to camp out and pitch our tent and hang out for weeks or months, which living in a park might not be that wonderful.
See Monument on Monument Avenue. That's where they live at. Right on Monument Avenue. And the Lee Memorial on Monument.
All right, hold on. Time out. We got one question over here, and then I'll make another point.
I strongly oppose Bell Isle. Firstly, because there's only 2 exits off of that island.
Logistics.
Two more.
Next week
Next week
is the folk festival.
Is the folk festival
On the Wild.
On
So I don't know that we can even do that.
So I don't know if we can even do that.
No, it's not
It's Browns Island.
Oh, I'm confused. Forget it.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Comfort will not be the most important thing.
Not be the most important thing.
The goal of this is not comfort.
It's not comfort.
It's to incite change.
To incite change.
There's no change sitting on an island where people can't see us.
There's no change sitting on an island where people can't see us.
I heard someone talk about west of Boulevard on Monument Avenue.
I heard someone talk about West of Boulevard on Monument Avenue.
I propose the east side.
I propose the east side.
That is where the statues of Jeb Stuart.
That is where the statues of Jeb Stuart.
That's where the statue of Stonewall Jackson.
That's where the statue of Stonewall Jackson.
That's where General Lee.
That's where General Lee.
Furthermore,
Furthermore,
it is more easily accessible.
it is more easily accessible
For not only VCU students,
for not only VCU students,
but for a walk if we're coming from this park.
but for a walk if we're coming from this park.
Like I said earlier,
Like I said earlier,
comfort is not our goal,
comfort is not our goal,
but we need a strong presence
but we need a strong presence
and we need visibility.
and we need visibility.
You guys are all making good points.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Everyone here is making good points.
Everyone here is making good points.
We'll take one more comment, then we've got to move on.
Take one more comment and we gotta move on.
I vehemently oppose a straw poll
I vehemently oppose straw poll
because public opinion can change in a week,
because public opinion can change in a week,
and we can discuss this in the work groups.
and we can discuss this in the work groups.
And I personally think we should move on to the work groups.
We should move on to the work groups.
Let me emphasize that. This conversation is not closed. These topics aren't closed. Nothing is being made permanent right now. The important part of this entire meeting right now is getting these groups together. So let's move on.
Wait, did someone else want to talk?
Yeah.
Call the groups up.
We're going to call the groups up.
Question?
One work group was called facilitation.
Facilitation.
What does that mean?
What does that mean?
Facilitation is what these guys up here are doing.
What these guys up here are doing.
Simply the people who keep
The people who keep
order and organization
order and organization
during large group meetings.
during large group meetings.
They are not leaders.
They are not leaders.
They are not decision makers.
They are not decision makers.
They are facilitators.
They are facilitators.
Do they help the facilitators too? Do they help facilitators too?
Do they help facilitators too?
Right by consensus of the group?
Right by consensus in the group?
Yes or no?
Who's they?
Facilitators.
So do facilitators help reach general consensus?
No, help keep the order and the abiding by.
Yes.
Then
And
I would request that you not be smoking at the moment. Hey, buddy, give me that cigarette. Hey, buddy, give me that cigarette.
I'll light it back up later, man. This is my last one.
Look here. Get over there. You had a right to smoke. Get over there. You want. Look here.
Let's move on.
Mic check.
Auxiliary?
They help everything.
It's a help everything.
Yeah.
Is anyone here part of auxiliary other than me?
Great.
We're basically here to figure out where you need to go if you don't already know, and to just do other stuff that slips through the cracks. That is all.
Those who are part of the groups, can you raise your hand or let us know where?
Yeah, where's each team leader should.
Media?
Each team leader should.
Raise your hands, media.
Media.
Where's Tony?
Tony is off of the medical team, but
We'll be media right here.
John and I are part of
Define
the media
media.
team. Silver
Yeah.
over here, who is taking video, is part of the media team. We'll be in this tree right here if you guys want to meet us up and join the media team.
Media will be right over here, and kitchen and food will meet right here with David.
I'd like to suggest another category. I think
I think we might try coordination, by which I mean we are considering several different locations to be. And I think it's also possible that we may have to move suddenly. And as a large crowd, it might be advantageous to us to move suddenly in a rapid fashion without having people trample or chaos happen. And this will take some practice, or at least some framework.
Did anybody hear that? I don't think so.
I didn't.
I think it's a really valid point.
What?
Mic check!
Mic check! I was suggesting another committee called coordination.
Coordination.
So that as a large group gathered, in whichever location we choose, we will be able to move from that location. Swiftly. And in organized fashion. Without having to trample each other. For example, if we came under actual attack. By the police. I think it would be more effective. For us to be able to move from that location. And set up somewhere else. So that they cannot remove us permanently from anywhere. But the logistics of doing something like that will require agreement and practice.
Could the coordination committee also do research? On locations for next Saturday. And make a suggestion. To the larger group. For consensus building. Does anyone oppose that kind of an idea? Maybe.
Would you be willing to start out as a person?
Hold on, right now. Just a point of order that we have groups meeting. So I don't know if we really have a consensus right now because there are people that are unaware of the actions that we may be voting on right now. So that's my concern.
You don't have to just be in one group. Right, you can be in multiple groups. I don't think anyone's making decisions right now. I think they're just talking about
we're not all together.
We're not all together, and I don't believe that this should be pushed forward while there's a group of people over there and away.
What decision making?
Why not put that in with another existing group for now?
I thought you guys approved by the General Assembly. These are just people gathering.
I didn't.
I think we should meet in our groups, then come back together, and then if anyone else is going to...
I withdraw my objection. I thought we were voting on something.
No. We're just like, hey, who wants to do this? Yeah, so Joe has a point of information real quick. We should split off into our primary groups, then come back together, talk about... Okay. Mic check! Mic check! We should split off into our primary groups. Come back together as a consensus. Talk very briefly about what we talked about. And then meet again in groups. To encourage people. To be involved in more than one group. Therefore, I want to start a meeting of the education group. Which includes tutoring. Helping students with homework. Right now, the People's Library. Since there isn't a separate group for that. We're going to be meeting over there.
What's the People's Library?
The People's Library. Is a model from New York. Where people bring books. To the occupation area. So that during downtime. People can both educate themselves. And entertain themselves. So that'll it.
What are the other ones?
Mic check.
Safe spaces. Is an
Oh,
area where you can go to calm down and talk to someone if you're feeling overwhelmed. As well as providing mental health resources. If you're interested in this, let's move south.
Let's move south.
Okay.
Mike check. All right, imagine outreach and networking. You're gonna bring somebody would be intended to get more people, to get more diversity, to get the message out. Anyone interested in working on that? Find me.
So you'll set all bones.
Mic check. Anybody interested in cleaning stuff up? Come find me right there.
Mic check. Facilitators. We're going to meet right here.
Nonviolence training.
Nonviolence training.
Anybody interested in providing training for anybody that needs or wants it or is concerned with it? We'll meet over there.
Mic check. Auxiliary. Meaning everything that doesn't fit into anything else.
Everything that doesn't fit into anything else.
Where do you want to be?
An organization.
No.
Over there.
Organization.
Towards the center statue.
We see all these people roll up there.
Education.
Legal. Over with these guys right here.
Where's medical?
Medical goes off over there. Gentlemen belong. Medical. Education.
You understand what I'm saying?